Serum 2 just came out and it is breaking the internet. Well, at least the music production corner of it. Now you've probably seen a lot of the new features, but if you still think that Serum 2 is just a soft synth, well, you're wrong. It is a sound design monster. We've seen the crazy new LFO, we've seen the new oscillators, we get it. What no one is talking about is the fact that this is now a tool designed to change your entire workflow. We can now do things using just Serum 2, one plugin that you couldn't even do with weird routing of multiple instrument and group effects and all that. Like and subscribe, and let's dive right in. Okay, so number one, obviously we know we have the sample, granular, and spectral oscillators now. And of course you can put tracks in or single notes to create a new instrument, but forget all that. What we're gonna do is grab an entire section of our song and pull that entire thing in a spectral oscillator. What that will allow us to do is use Serum's 2 vast number of sound design tools to create crazy buildups, breakdowns, or transitions between sections of your song. So here's an example. So the way we're gonna do that is create a MIDI clip with a C3 node, because that is the root note. What we wanna do is automate the macro 1 and then create 2 points and just automate that. And then we're gonna map a bunch of stuff in macro 1 to process the sound. For example, I'm gonna grab the LFO and map that to our level. And then I'm gonna go in a matrix and turn the amount minus 100%. So then we get this. Now let's actually draw the opposite shape here. And as our aux source, we're gonna use our macro number 1. So as it raises up, then there's more ducking going on. Now what we're gonna do is go to our effects, add a distortion, choose a distortion type, like rectify is pretty cool. We're gonna map our macro number 1 to the mix, turn that all the way down, and then choose the percentage that we want to end up at, and then we get this sound. What we can also do is, if we map the same macro as our aux source, then we can modify the curve of the distortion modulation. Let's turn on oscillator B and find a sine wave. Turn the level all the way down, but for oscillator 1, we're gonna choose ring modulation from oscillator B. Now as I turn this up, we get some nice ring modulation effect from this oscillator, and then we'll just map the same macro to the ring modulation amount. And now we've created a very cool transition using Serum 2. Just one more. You're not as it. Number 2. Who says you can't process vocals using Serum 2? So here's the isolated vocals from that same song. By the way, Olga's Sober, which is out now. I'm getting warmer, not getting sober, I'm getting. Perfect. Let's just grab Serum 2, put that in a new track. Let's grab a spectral oscillator over here and just drag and drop the vocal in the spectral oscillator over here. So if I play C3, which is the root again, I'm getting warmer now. Now all the tools that we can use to create a synth patch are available to us to process these vocals now. For example, a simple thing that you can do is unison. I'm getting warmer, not getting sober, I'm getting off you, just one more hit. That's pretty cool. Let's see how that sounds with the main vocal. Sober, I'm getting off you, just one more hit of me and you, just one more. But that was like the most basic thing I could have done. It took 0 seconds to do this. Let's see how much we can mangle these vocals. All right. Okay, I think I mangled it pretty well. Here's what I got. I'm getting warmer, not getting sober, I'm getting... Now here it is, layered with the lead vocal. I'm getting warmer, not getting sober, I'm getting high. I feel just one more hit of me and you, just one more. Obviously, if we want to do harmonies, we can kind of do that with the semitone over here, so +7 will be a fifth. I'm getting warmer, not getting sober, I'm getting high. I feel just one more hit of me and you, just one more. Just kind of a cool effect, isn't it, by itself? Now if you have auto-tune, you can slap it on after it, have it quantize the notes to the scale. I have no idea how that will sound. Maybe it will sound pretty cool. So let's see if we can melodyne this. See how that will work. I'm getting warmer, not getting sober, I'm getting... That's sick. Whoa. Getting... That's pretty cool, isn't it? Alright. Serum 2. Who said it's just a synth? Okay, number 3 is using your drums to modulate a bunch of different parameters in your Serum 2 patch. For example, in this project, I have this drum loop. Very nice, very simple Andrew Master sample pack, by the way. And what we're gonna do is create a MIDI track, find Serum 2, put it on there, and then we're gonna use the spectral oscillator one more time. I know I keep using spectral oscillator, but what that lets me do is keep the same playback speed regardless of what note I'm playing. I know it sounds weird, but at least the speed remains the same. Okay, but we don't need to hear this oscillator at all, so we're going to turn the volume down. And then we can go ahead and create a nice patch for us. We can do a nice basic re-space, for example. Very simple. Add some distortion at the end. And then we can modulate the cutoff. Let's use the new LFO just so we can like use a bunch of the features. We'll make it bipolar. Perfect. This is our patch now. Let's make sure that the oscillator is set to loop. And now let's modulate a bunch of things using the drums. For example, we can modulate the filter. Let's try and do something crazy here just for the fun of it. So I just mapped the drums into macro 1, as you can see over here, which is cool because that means we can map macro 1 to anything. And so we're just doing a bunch of things at once here. What I'll also do is use an envelope as a aux source so that it will slowly increase the amount that the drums are modulating macro number 1. Now let's map the macro number 1 to just a bunch of different things. Here's how it sounds with the drums. That sounds great. That's really fun. It's almost like the drums are affecting Serum 2, which is what's actually happening, but we're doing that within Serum, which goes back to what I said in the beginning. You could have done this in a different way, or at least something similar, definitely not what we're doing right now, but being able to do it in Serum 2 is a complete change to our workflow, right? This is so much easier than having to route it to different plugins, and frankly, you wouldn't even be able to do half the stuff that we're doing with the filter and the frequency modulation and all that. So such a great tool. Let me know how you guys are using Serum 2. Comment down below some unconventional ways that you've figured out how to use Serum that go beyond just using it as a soft synth. But all in all, it's a great tool. I'm really happy with it. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. I never owned Serum 1. I bought Serum 2 because it was so dope, and I am very happy with it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. Check down the description for a cool vocal template that I have, but I hope to see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.